The following steps will describe the proper procedure for changing a damaged tube on your SBU. The lower foot pegs will need to be removed and the motor shaft loosened and removed. This is necessary to create a gap for the tire and tube to slide in and out of. Ensure the SBU is powered off and let's get started. You will need a Phillips screwdriver, your SBU key, 2 tire levers, 4mm hex driver, thread lock medium strength, and your SBU inner tube. Be sure to power off and lock the SBU prior to any maintenance. Remove seat clamp and remove seat post. Remove top plate screws. Disconnect power red connectors. Disconnect top plate assembly, power switch cable, and charger port cable. Disconnect black ground connector and also your green ground connector. You will want to disconnect your BMS, battery management system, blue connector, and black connector. Once you are finished with that, carefully slide your motor cable to the free side. Very carefully remove battery management system. Remove ribbon cable, white connector. Carefully slide the BMS out the free side. And then remove only one battery on the motor cable side. Place motor/wheel with the cable side facing down. Deflate the tire completely. Use 2 tire levers. You can purchase these at your local bike outdoor store. Ease one lever in under the rim and pry out the edge of the tire. Move around the rim about 1/8 of a circumference and repeat the process again, leaving the first tool in place. Now zip the second lever around the wheel and the tire should come right off on one side. Taking great care not to puncture the inner tube, and pry it up over the wheel rim. Carefully slide out the inner tube, leaving the valve for last. Press the valve back into the rim and carefully slide the valve out. Remove bottom shaft screws, 4 on each side, located below the foot peg lower leg. Repeat on the other side of the SBU. Remove the tire completely by freeing the shaft from the frame and sliding the tire out. In order to remove the tire, you will need to get slack on the motor cable. Check the tire wall for an arrow indicating the direction of rotation. The tire has a direction-specific tread pattern. Starting at the tire edge closest to the valve, push the other side of the tire over the rim. You may need to use the tire lever to fully seat it. Ease the partially inflated tube into the tire and insert the valve in the hole in the rim. Make sure that no part of the tube is sticking out. Before inflating, use your thumbs again to ease the tire from the rim all around the circumference, peeking in to make sure that the tire is not pinching any part of the tube against the rim. When you inflate the tube, if it is pinching, it will pop. Inflate the tube slowly and carefully at first, all the time checking to make sure the tire is seated evenly on the rim and there is no pinching. Carefully slide the multi-pin motor cable back into the frame. Be very careful as this cable is very fragile. Be certain the cable side of shaft is on the left side of the frame while facing forward direction. Replace bottom shaft screws, 4 on each side, located below the foot peg lower leg. When replacing the bottom shaft screws, be sure to dab some thread lock medium strength on the screws. Repeat on the other side of the SBU. Reinstall battery into SBU frame. Reconnect ground black connector, replace electrical tape around connector. Reconnect ground green connector, replace electrical tape around connector. Reinstall battery management system, reconnect ribbon cable, white connector. Black connector. And blue wire. Top plate charging port cable connector. Top plate power switch cable connector. Ensure that your power button is not on when reconnecting the red power cable. Reconnect red power connector. Be very careful, as connectors may spark while power is being restored. Nothing harmful, but just precautionary. Replace electrical tape around connector. Use a small amount of blue colored Loctite when replacing screws. Unlock power override. Press power button to ensure all connections are tested while the SBU is upright and firmly planted on the ground.